My name is Jim Luca, and I will be sitting in for Chair Nicole Crispo. Few housekeeping items. In accordance with the Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Law 30A, Section 20, the Board of License Commissioners will be convening via remote conferencing services on Tuesday, June 23rd at 4 p.m. that will air on Quincy Access Television, channel QATV 9.
Oh, there it is. All right, thank you.
Yeah. In-person meeting.
Yeah.
We are getting a lot of feedback. Just if someone, I don't know, Mark, maybe if you have to mute.
That might have been me, Sue.
Okay, sorry.
I just turned it off.
Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made whether perceived or unperceived by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. Sue, would you call the roll, please?
I will. Deputy Chief Bythrow.
Present.
Commissioner Jones.
Present.
Chief Keenan.
Present.
Assistant Clerk Newton.
Present.
Director Duca. Okay, we're all set. And this is, Scott, you can go off mute. This is your agenda item first. Thanks. Go ahead, Jay.
Calling agenda item number 1, the hearing regarding the request of Scott Campbell for a special use permit for a Salute to Seniors event to be held July 11th and 12th at Adams Field and Veterans Stadium. Activities will feature Quincy High School versus North Quincy High School, baseball, softball, and lacrosse games. The events are scheduled to run from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. each day and will include food concessions and Montilio's traveling pizza oven. The event is contingent upon public health conditions and the status phase of Massachusetts reopening plan. This is represented by Scott Campbell. Scott, tell us about your event.
Yeah, so it's kind of fluid as we go. We got word yesterday that we had an event planned for the Friday, July 10th at it was in Boston at some point. One of the boathouses out there, they weren't allowing boats to be used during the sailing event, so we actually had to remove that from our plans. But we decided back in April, probably right around when MIAA had taken the seasons and ended them. We decided that we'd try to put something together on for a group of seniors, for all the seniors coming into the spring season, just have kind of one last hurrah, playing it against North Quincy and Quincy, and hopefully it's something that we can pull off. You want me to go into more detail?
It's up to you.
So I'll go through the schedule really quickly. In fact, I think there was one part on there that Susan asked me to just include. So we'll have at 9 o'clock on Saturday, July 11th, we'll have tennis matches between North Quincy and Quincy, and then after that, depending on whether we can find a place to play, there'll be the boys volleyball at Quincy High School, and whether that's even going to be open or not, we're not sure. But that's the idea, is that we'll have those available, and that will then move to the stadium. I'm sorry, the softball, Mitchell McCoy. The girls softball will play that afternoon on Saturday the 11th, and the baseball will play at Adams Field at 8 o'clock. And then on Sunday we'll have a boys lacrosse game, and in between that we'll have hopefully a walking parade of sorts. I don't want to call it that necessarily. It's a couple of flatbeds are going to be there that will hopefully carry the seniors from the top of Pageant Field down into the stadium, and then we'll introduce all the seniors in and welcome them, and just recognize all of them. From some of the sports weren't able to field teams, Some of them just didn't have the numbers, but we're focusing mainly on the seniors, but trying to also make it kind of their last hurrah in the sports venues.
Scott, what age group, and do you need to sign up for this event?
So it's basically the seniors. We're focusing it all around the seniors that just graduated in 2020. There's a couple of teams that may need to have some underclassmen that are available. This is an entirely parent-run organization here. We'll have waivers, forms all set up, addressing the COVID concerns and all of the plans that we have in place for that. But that's something that each of the parents will have to sign off if they're underclassmen that are playing. We'll have them play it. But ideally, it was the varsity teams, or what would have been the varsity teams from each sport, will play each other.
Anybody from the audience in support or have any comments would like to speak? I don't have a full screen.
I don't see anybody with their hand up or anything, Jay. Oh, Ruth. Yep, Ruth, go ahead.
Hi, thank you. I just want to make sure that we pay close attention to what the state guidelines come out for furthering this, because right now sports teams and actual play is not allowed. Games are really not allowed. It's just practice right now that is allowed. So that the fact that it might be similar to a parade or lots of kids on a flatbed, that would all be contingent. And I know you put this on there according to what the Mass Department of Public Health comes out with in the next phases. So I think we would have to pay attention to that just to make sure the guidelines were being followed, or if they could even even do this.
We would absolutely, whatever hoops we have to jump through. I mean, I think everybody's in the same boat here that it's a new world for everything. So we've been into Paul Doherty has been great. He's lined up kind of how the stadium would work and the seating and the spacing that would go on there. One of the parents actually attended the softball program, so they could have guidelines as to the batter would wear a face mask and a mask, and the catcher and I think the umpire. It's all written out, spelled out, and how we'd definitely do. But clearly, we would follow every possible rule that would need to.
Great, thank you.
Of course, thank you.
But I think it's a very noble cause, and the seniors deserve everything that we can give them. So, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Anybody else on the board?
I have a quick one, Jay. If this, it seems optimistic, July 11th and 12th, with what's going on with the pandemic. Would you be interested in having us vote on a contingency date so that you don't have to come back? Should you decide you want to do it, if it doesn't work in July, maybe if in August, if the restrictions are lifted, you could get it done then, so you'd have it a little bit open-ended. Would that work?
Yeah, that would be excellent. Thank you so much for that.
Does that work with the board members?
Yeah, I just, do we need to do a date certain, or can we do like several, pick several?
I think what we did, Jay, we gave updates at the last hearing on events that we received new dates on. And so it wasn't a vote. It was approved at the whatever meeting they came. And then when we got an updated date, we put that in the agenda just for confirmation or see if there were any concerns.
That'll work, I think.
Yeah, so Scott, as long as we stay in touch, and if you have to reschedule and we pick a new date, we'll just make sure we have a hearing to get that date in front of the board.
Awesome.
Like, you don't have to attend, but we'll just make sure we get it formalized.
Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing us on in such short notice. I really appreciate it.
Are you ready for motion, Jay?
Make a motion. Thank you.
I'd like to make. You ready?
Yes.
Yep.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of Scott Campbell for a special use permit for the Salute to Seniors event to be held July 11th and 12th, with a rain date or a postponement date to be determined at a later time if necessary at Adams Field and Veterans Stadium. The activities will feature Quincy High School, North Quincy High School baseball, softball, lacrosse games. The events are scheduled to run 4 to 10 each day and will include food concessions, Montilio's Traveling Pizza Oven. And this event will be contingent upon public health conditions and the status of the phase of the Massachusetts reopening plan.
Motion made. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second from Joe Newton.
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of Scott Campbell for a special use permit. Salute to Seniors event to be held July 11th and 12th at Adams Field with a postponement date pending. At Veterans Stadium, activities will feature Quincy High School and North Quincy High School baseball, softball, and lacrosse games. The events are scheduled to run from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. each day. It will include food concessions and Montilio's Traveling Pizza Oven. The event is contingent upon public health conditions and the status phase of the Massachusetts reopening plan, represented by Scott Campbell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion. Thank you, Scott, and good luck.
Thank you so
Thank-
much.
Agenda item number 2, the hearing, the request of J. Shiv Chris Corp. DBA Atlas Liquors, Shivam Patel, manager, for a transfer and pledge of the off-premises package store all alcoholic beverage license presently held by Atlas Liquors, Inc., for the premises located at 659 Adams Street, represented by attorney Matthew Porter.
And Jay, this is Sue, just so that the board knows, I do have the packet from Attorney Porter for this application. It's all complete, and it was advertised in the Quincy Sun appropriately.
Okay, thank you, Sue.
Okay, thanks.
Attorney Porter, it's all yours for a presentation.
Thank you, Board. So before the Board, this is the transfer of the Section 15 package store license as it relates to Atlas Liquors in town. My name is Matthew Porter. I'm the attorney for J. Shiv Chris Corporation. Along with me at the hearing today is Jay Patel. Mr. Patel is the president of the corporation. So it's a very straightforward transfer. Mr. Patel will be taking over Atlas Liquors. There's no major anticipated changes to the store, no structural changes whatsoever. They have met with the employees, so we feel it will be a very seamless transition. Mr. Patel has over 20 years of experience in the liquor store industry. He owns Curtis Liquors both in Weymouth and Cohasset that the board may be familiar with, but very successful, experienced liquor store owner, understands the responsibilities that come along with the license, and has certainly done a lot to give back to all the communities in which he's operated businesses. He's also the vice president of Mass Pack Association. So he's a very experienced, responsible owner. Our financing is in order, like trust. The lease has already been assigned over to the buyer as well, so that's in place. So certainly I can answer any direct questions that the board may have, and Mr. Patel is here as well.
Thank you, attorney. Anybody in the audience have any comments that would like to speak?
I think we have a question from John Rutherford.
John,
I gotta unmute. I'm unmuted. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can.
Hi,
Yes.
how you doing? John Rutherford, 62 Grimwall Road, Quincy. Quick question. Is Mr. Patel related to any of the Patels that have liquor stores in Quincy right now?
Mr. Patel does not have a liquor store in Quincy right now. No.
Okay. Ironically, there's a couple people named Mr. Patel that do.
Yeah,
Liquor
there are just on my client list alone, there's about 100 Patels. So it's an extremely common name. So.
Exactly. I just want to, there was actually some problems with one of the previous Mr. Patel, so I'm glad that this is a different Mr. Patel. So, but but bottom line is that Atlas Liquors is being sold, right?
That is correct.
Okay. So that's Atlas Liquors that's for a while that's been there. So, okay, that's all I wanted to know. Thank you. Good luck, Mr. Patel.
Thank you, Mr. Rodefeld. Anybody else in the audience wish to speak?
Jay, Lieutenant Turowski.
Hi, Lieutenant. Go ahead. You're on.
Yes, my only question is, did you say they're keeping all the same employees?
Well, they'll make an attempt to. I mean, they've met with the employees. The idea is to retain the employees, not do a whole, overhaul of the system. So yeah, the hope is that everybody stays on board. It's been a very successfully run location. The seller and buyer worked together to try to make sure that transition has been smooth and met with the employees. So yeah, the hope would be to keep everybody on board if that's what their, desire is.
Yes, okay, because they run a good operation there, and I've had no problems with their employees.
Yeah, that's
so.
the plan. Any of the new employees, these guys always require them to be tip certified. So if there's any transition at all, any of those new employees would be well trained, before they would start there.
Great, thank you.
Lieutenant, anybody else in the audience? Board members, any comments from the board members?
I have a quick question of Sue. So do we have to have two votes? One on the transfer and one on the pledge?
If you'd like, yeah, I can do it you can do it that way. That's fine. I put it all as one, but however you want to do it.
I don't think we need to, whatever.
Yeah.
So just do it on then.
Yeah. That's okay.
Actually, I have a question too also, actually just a comment. Attorney Porter, if you could ask Mr. Patel to just touch base with the health department to change the information on the license from the health department.
Absolutely. Yep, will do. Thank you.
I have one comment too, Mr. Porter. So I just recently, an hour ago, got a complaint that the area was kind of in disarray. I haven't been down there, and it could be just because of the transition, but I know Mr. Patel runs a great operation in the city, and if you could just ask him, go down and just check it out.
Right now that wouldn't have anything to do with us because we can't operate until you approve us an ABCC. So yeah, if there's anything existing at the store, I could certainly pass that along to the seller's attorney and let them know. But yeah, that would have nothing to do with us until we took over, unfortunately.
I haven't been down there, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm happy to pass that along.
I'll take a motion.
This is Jeff. I'm currently one of the owners of Atlas Liquors. I would like to if that person could speak a little bit more as to what the disarray is. I was there this afternoon and did not see anything that would be considered disarray. Could you be more specific?
Yes, actually, Jeff, I don't have any other information, and I'm not even making a judgment. It's just something it come in, and if there's something down there, I was just going to ask Mr. Patel or yourself to take a look, and if there's no problem, that's fine. Ordinarily, I wouldn't mention it. It was just that it happened to come an hour ago, and I haven't had a chance to go down to look. So I'm going to assume there's nothing wrong then, based on your testimony. But thank you.
You're welcome. And if you do go down and find something, please feel free to point it out. We'd be more than happy to address it.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? If not, I'll ask for a motion, please.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of J. Shiv Chris Corporation doing business as Atlas Liquors, represented by Shavim Patel, the manager for transfer and pledge of off-duty premise package store, all alcoholic beverage license presently held by Atlas Liquors for the premise located at 659 Adams Street, represented by Matthew Porter, attorney.
Second.
We got a second here, Jay, from Joe Newton.
Motion made and seconded to grant the request of J. Shiv Chris Corp. DBA Atlas Liquors, Shivam Patel, manager for transfer and pledge of the off-premise package store all alcoholic beverage license, presently held by Atlas Liquors, Inc., for the premises located at 659 Adams Street, represented by attorney Matthew Porter. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Good luck, Mr. Patel, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to the whole board. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Take care.
That be looking for a motion to accept the minutes from the last hearing, please.
Make a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting.
Second. Includes all we have on the agenda. The next hearing for the license board is July 14th at 4 o'clock. And we'll consider this hearing adjourned. Thank you, board members.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks, Jay.
Jay.